I forgot to open the damper.
The fruit closet's on fire.
Daddy, the fruit closet's on fire!
Oh, that's nonsense. It's a damper in the fireplace. I forgot to open the damper, that's all.
Here's your wiring.
That's ridiculous. It's a damper. The damper. It has to be. After a hectic week at the office, I like to make things for my family. Make them a little more comfortable and a little happier.
He's driving us right out of our minds.
The golden age of television presents Steve Dunn and Maggie Hayes starring in Light in the Fruit Closet with Jacqueline O'Donnell and Trudy Ziskind after these messages. The golden age of television presents Light in the Fruit Closet.
Just think, Joni, our very own string beans.
I hope we don't get food poisoning.
Of course we won't.
Well, it's happened, especially with string beans. I just read about a Sunday school picnic. 90% of them were wiped out.
Joan.
Air got in. That's because they didn't screw the tops on tight enough.
Don't be so morbid.
We'd be a lot safer if you'd buy canned goods.
Joan, this is very important to your father. When we lived in the city, it was his dream to move to the country and eat vegetables from his own garden.
Oh, Peter. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Cool. Don't spoil your dinner, Betsy.
Oh, that was just my mother. I think that's very sweet of you, Peter. Very sweet. She'll appreciate it. Peter asked me to give you his regards.
Thank him for me.
Ask him if his lips are chapped. Oh, shut up, infant. Mother thanked you, Peter.
Now, what was that all about?
They were out front until practically midnight last night, necking.
All right, Joan.
She sure likes the country. For her, it's one big lover's lane.
What do you think, Eve?
Well, I took a look at her. Yeah, somebody got cheated when they put in that fruit closet. No light in it.
Eve, we know that.
Can't tell a jar of pickled beets from a jar of peach preserves.
That's why I asked you to come over. Now, how much would it cost to put a light in it?
Carry 3. Well, now, the way I figure it comes out to, $25.
Could you do it today?
Well, I don't know now. It'd run into supper time.
Oh, I'd be glad to give you supper. You see, I want it done today. Mr. Blandings is working late in the city.
And if he finds out Mother wants a light down there, well, he'll want to put it in himself and probably electrocute everybody.
It's not fair, Joan. Mr. Blandings is a very busy man, and I don't like to bother him with household problems.
Well, rush jobs cost a mite more. Mean a special trip into town for the wiring could run it to, $30.
Well, it's worth it to get it done.
Without anybody getting electrocuted.
Surprise, Murphy. I just finished the monthly merchandising report.
That was fast.
Will you type it up and get a copy to Mr. Shanley for me?
Of course, Mr. Blandings. Why, I didn't expect to see this till 8 o'clock tonight.
Well, canceling all those appointments was what did it. It even has the projected figures on the Dumpy Dog whistles deal for the Westchester Kennel Club. Ah. Well, I'm going to take my regular train home and surprise my family. Good night, Murphy.
Oh, Mr. Blandings.
Yeah.
Don't you want to see the sample of the Dunphy fire plug savings bank before you go?
Isn't that ridiculous?
Well, I think it's a wonderful merchandising idea. And it's your own creation.
My creation. You know, Murphy, when I was in college, I wanted to be a thinker, a writer, a creator of literary masterpieces. And I sort of saw myself as a Santa Claus sliding down the chimneys of ignorance and filling humanity's stockings with baubles of wit and gems of wisdom. A Dunphy Fireplug Savings Bank.
You don't want to order any of them, then?
Well, of course I do. 25,000 to start with. They'll sell like hotcakes. Oh, I've got to hurry or I'll miss my train.
Mother, look at this test tube rat Father made me. I was right in the middle of an experiment and it fell apart. As long as Eve is going to be here, can I get him to fix it?
Well, that depends on the fruit closet. I want to make sure that Eve finishes putting in the light before your father comes home.
Well, how can a man as smart as father be so bad at making things? Well, everything either falls apart or is the wrong size, or you didn't even need it in the first place.
Better not let your father hear you saying things like that. You'll hurt his feelings.
I'd never say it to him, but this house would be in a lot better shape if he didn't have that workbench.
Oh, good. There's Eve.
Mother, that isn't Eve. Well, you can hear Eve's truck rattling and wheezing a mile away. It's Daddy.
Oh, no.
Well, what about Eve? Can you stop him from coming?
No, it's too late to do that now. Well, maybe I can get him to take a nice nap.
Just before dinner?
Hi, honey. Punky.
I thought you were coming home on the late train.
Well, I finished my report early. Aren't you glad to see me?
Of course I am, dear. Why don't you go upstairs and take a nice nap?
Just before dinner? Well, Punky, how was school today?
Oh, it was dull. There's nobody to talk to but children.
What about your teachers?
Well, they're no help. Every time they get a free minute, they go into the teacher's lounge for a smoke.
Well, everybody has to break his routine, you know. Hey, you know what I'm going to do for you tomorrow?
What?
I am going to put partitions in all the drawers in the kitchen.
Oh, darling, that's very nice of you, but you really don't have to. You've worked so hard in the city all week. I don't want you to spend the whole weekend behind your workbench. I want you to relax.
Honey, don't you understand? My workbench is my relaxation. I enjoy it. Now, you take that test tube rack I made for Joni. Now, that rack, it's simple, it's functional. It's a product of my mind and my hands. And when I think of all the years of pleasure it's going to give her, well, it makes me feel proud. Can you understand that? What's that for?
You are a very nice man.
Well, now. Well, now.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Betsy. Well, if ever a man were king, I am that man.
You feel tired, dear?
A little.
Then why don't you go upstairs and take a nice nap?
What's all this nap business? I just want to stay here with my What's that I smell?
Oops, I forgot. It's an experiment. I'm making rubber.
What in the Sam Hill is that?
It's Frank Mumford. We're going for a drive.
Wait a minute, young lady. Who is Frank Mumford?
Well, you'll meet him, Daddy. He's coming to the door. And, Daddy, please don't growl at him.
I've never growled at anybody in my life. Have I, Muriel?
Yes, dear, you have. Betsy's boyfriends, you always do.
Daddy, I'd like you to meet Frank Mumford.
Oh. How do you do, Mr. Blandings? Mrs. Blandings?
Hello, Frank.
Well. So, you're Mumford, eh?
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. And you want to take my daughter for a drive, that right?
Yes, sir.
Sit down, Frank.
That's all right, Mr. Blandings.
Sit down.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Mumford.
Daddy,
Now then, Mumford, what do you do?
Sir?
Well, you're taking my daughter out. I ought to know a little bit about you.
Well, I'm a senior at Foxhaven High School with Betsy.
he's class president, captain of the basketball team, treasurer of the Honor Society, and an assistant scoutmaster.
Oh.
On Sunday, I teach Sunday school.
Oh.
Can we go now, Daddy?
Oh, sure, yes. Just a minute, Mumford. Your father. I don't believe I've met him. What does he do?
He's the minister at the community church.
Excuse me.
Oh, I'll go with you.
No, you stay here and talk to Frank.
Oh, no, that's all right. You kids run along. Have a nice time.
Well, it was sure nice meeting you, Mr. Blandings.
Yeah, nice meeting you, Frank.
Bye.
The golden age of television.
Oh, hi, Eve. Wonderful old character. Well, what brings you out this way?
Well, your missus here asked me to put a light in your fruit closet.
What? did you ask Eve to come out? You know that I'm fully capable of putting in a light.
Of course you are, dear. I just didn't think you'd have enough time. Go ahead, Eve.
Just a minute, Eve. You asked him to come out because you thought I was coming home late.
What a thing to say.
Your turn.
I'll be putting the light in the fruit closet, Eve.
Now, Jim,
There's nothing to it, is there, Eve?
Well, no, I wouldn't say that.
Well, I'm not at all concerned. Now, how much do I owe you for your materials?
It'll be $4.62.
All right.
How about my time?
Well, I'll pay you for that, too.
Spent some money for gas and oil coming out here.
All right, Eve. What does the whole thing come to?
Yeah, we'll have to figure it out. That way I figure that comes to $6.50. Didn't charge you nothing for the wear and tear on the tires.
Oh, well, thank you, Eve. Let's see, 5, 6, $7. Now you keep the change.
Oh, no, I couldn't do that. Didn't earn it. Wouldn't be honorable. Here, now, the way I figure it, we're square. Just hope you don't run into any trouble.
Oh.
There you are. The fella I knew tried to wire his hen house and electrocuted all these chickens. Well, but...
I'll bet in a minute he'll come upstairs and want one of us to watch him put in the light.
Well, who wants to come downstairs and watch old Dad put in a light? How about you, Punky?
I'm sorry, Father. I'm going down to the chemical supply house and pick up some polyvinyl resin. Maybe when I get back.
Oh. How about you, Betsy? You want to come downstairs and watch your old Dad put in a...
I'm sorry, Daddy, but I've got to go skating with Frank.
why don't you get Georgie from next door to come over?
Frank Mumford. He may be a minister, son, but I don't trust him. His eyes, too close together.
He's a very nice boy.
He's not worth Betsy's little finger.
What's so great about Betsy? Boiler down, she's only 98 cents for the chemicals like the rest of us.
What are you going to do with this test tube rack?
Well, that's why I got the polyvinyl resin. I'm going to make some glue and try and fix it. Anybody been electrocuted yet?
Your father's still working at it.
I think I'll go down and see how he's getting along. How you doing, Father?
Oh, hiya, Punky, just fine. Hey, look who came over from next door.
Hi, Georgie. He won't let me go home.
What a thing to say. Of course I'll let you go home.
Goodbye.
Ungrateful kid. I was just trying to show him something that'll be helpful to him in a few years.
Yes, Father.
Well, now, there we are. Who said your old dad couldn't put in a light, huh? Simplest thing in the world. Now there. Turn it on.
No, thank you. Well, I'm not sure it's safe.
Of course it's safe. Why wouldn't it be safe?
Homemade wiring is dangerous.
It's silly.
Daddy!
Huh? Oh, about that, huh? Punky, what do you think of your old dad now?
I think he's wonderful.
Look at that. Look at that. Come on, let's go upstairs and get everybody to come down and see it, huh? And maybe you'll like to go next door and ask the Dunlap to come over and see it, too. I had a laugh at Muriel. She wanted to pay Eve Hackett $30 to do the job. I did it for $6.50. You sure you can't come over now, Dave? Oh, all right. Well, when you get him in. All right, bye-bye, Dave.
I put all the jars of beans away. Sure is nice to have a light down there.
Still working?
Like a charm.
You know, Punky, this is a great day for me. What do you say we start a fire in the fireplace? Nothing like an open fire to make a room seem safe and secure. There we are. I guess it's sort of a carryover from the days of the cavemen when they lit their fires in front of their caves to keep their little families warm and protect them from wild beasts. Yeah, thousands of years have passed since those days, and yet man's protective instincts still remain the same.
Father, you forgot to open the damper again.
What? Whoa!
Mother will be furious.
Well, I don't see any reason to tell her.
I won't say anything.
Jim? Jim? Jim, something's burning. I smell smoke.
Smoke? I don't smell any smoke. Do you, Joan?
Well, I definitely smell smoke. Do you have one of your experiments brewing upstairs?
No, I finished making the glue.
Oh, you lit the fire. Well, maybe there's something in the chimney.
Oh, come on, dear. Sit down. There we are. You know, dear, it's a wonderful day like today that makes a man reassess the values he lives by. You know, dear, I think I ought to start working on my novel again. You haven't read it, have you, Joan?
Mother won't let me. She says it's dirty.
It is not dirty. It's just true to life.
Well, it is a little risque.
Betsy read it. She says it's just corny.
Now, just a minute. Oh, here's that big oaf again.
Jim, be polite.
I'm always polite.
Hurry up, Frank. Hi, Mother. Hi, Daddy. I smell smoke.
There's nothing of the kind.
Oh, Mr. Blandings, Mrs. Blandings. I smell smoke.
Can we change the subject to smoke? There's no smoke in this house.
Do you have a cold, Mr. Blandings? I sure smell smoke.
No, I don't have a cold, and there's no smoke.
Jim, I still smell smoke, and it's getting stronger.
That's enough, Muriel. There's no smoke in this house, and the subject is closed.
Let's go get something to eat, Frank. If we can find the kitchen in all this smoke.
Betsy should not be allowed to go out with that boy.
Well, why not? What's the matter with him?
I'll tell you what's the matter with him. He goes around smelling smoke that's none of his business.
It's coming from the basement!
But wait a minute. Come back here, all of you. It's the damper. I forgot to open the damper.
The fruit closet's on fire!
Daddy, the fruit closet's on fire!
Oh, that's nonsense. It's a damper in the fireplace. I forgot to open the damper, that's all.
Jim, you're wiring.
That's ridiculous. It's a damper. The damper. It has to be. Look, well, let's do something. Let's not just stand here.
Oh, you can't go in there now, Mr. Blandings. Wouldn't be safe. Your preserves are exploding. A fellow could have an eye put out by a flying cherry pit.
If I should have known you were going to do this, I stayed and watched you.
Well, do something.
Well, might introduce you to the boys. All volunteers. This here is Seth Weaver from down to the drugstore.
Yes, we met.
Yes, indeedy. Mr. Blandings has been a couple of times for athlete's foot cure.
Wouldn't have that trouble if you drive between your toes. You probably know Henry Parker from down to the gas station.
Mr. Blandings,
Yeah.
as long as we're chatting, I might mention you're overdue for an oil change.
Look, can we stop this blasted socializing and put out the fire?
The house gonna burn down?
I wouldn't go in there for $1 million.
Well, I will. We don't even have anything to put in it. Look what it's costing us already. $150. Look.
Oh, now, Jim, you know Eve did a beautiful job on that fruit closet. It's much better than the old one. Let's forget about it.
Oh, maybe you're right.
Here, dear, relax.
Okay, I'll relax. Let's have a nice, quiet Sunday afternoon, shall we, huh, kids?
That's right, Father.
Okay. Is it $150 better?
$50 of that went to the fire department.
Who ever heard of paying a volunteer fire department?
They always charge when they come out this far.
They didn't even put out the fire. It was your mother's preserves when they exploded. Well, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to sell my tools and use the workbench for firewood.
Oh, Daddy, why?
Why? I'll tell you why. Because I've had it, that's why.
But, Jim, I did so want you to put those partitions in the kitchen drawers.
Well, I guess I better clean up these test tubes. This ratchet makes it easier, Father.
Oh, it does? Oh, well, thank you, Punky. At least I did one thing right. I'm not a complete bust. Oh, here, let me take a look at that, huh?
Well, I'm in sort of a hurry.
Oh, that's all right. I just, check it over. These joints have been glued.
Well, Father,
It came apart, didn't it?
it just came a little loose.
That does it. We're selling the house.
What?
Back to the city where civilized people can live like civilized people. That thief's truck isn't $150 enough.
What makes you think he wants money?
He always wants money. Sure, let's get out the checkbook. Write out the whole balance to Eve Hackett. He gets everything. The lot, the house,
The car?
everything.
I'll get it, Chief.
Oh, no, you don't. After all he's charged me, I just want to see if he has the nerve to look me straight in the eye and ask for more.
Howdy, Mr. Blandings.
What is it now, Eve? I thought the fruit closet was finished.
Oh, no, it won't be finished till we get these in there. And I got a couple of more out in the truck.
Well, I've got news for you. I am not spending one more cent.
Oh, there's no charge, Mr. Blandings. Your neighbors felt mighty bad about your fire, so we took up a collection of homemade preserves to carry you through the winter. I'll take these on down to the cellar for you.
I've never been so ashamed in my whole life. People of Foxhaven are neighbors in every sense of the word. Hey, I know what let's do. Let's have a party for them, huh? I'll begin next weekend. I'll build a barbecue. Then I'll build some picnic tables and some benches. And then I'll string the apple orchard with Japanese lanterns. Then I'll build a patio for dancing. Why not? Huh? I know where I can get a cement mixer. A little gravel, sand, cement. First thing you know, I'll have a patio.
Make a clean sweep with Michael Keaton and Jim Belushi when they play Janitors with Ambition. The action is picking up on Working Stiffs, next on A&E.